You want some? Yep, yep. Come on, chicks, let's go. They're definitely hungry. Uh-oh, it's not open. I gotta open it for you. So today, I'm gonna take you for a walkthrough of my new chicken coop. Stay tuned. So I've also added this cute little sign from the Dollar Tree here. This is my rose bushes, So this is my chicken coop. It is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and these birds do like to go in there a lot. And I'm so happy about this coop. It's really, really nice. I'm going to show you the price I paid for it. This was something so God sent. I don't know how else to describe it, because there's no way I would have got a coop like this for $100, but I did. So just so you know, I did stain it, a clear stain. That's why you see some shine in it, because it's recommended for you to stain it. Because of the weather. We have a lot of rainy weather here. Predator proof it underneath. As you can see, I have some of that hardware mesh underneath. And the house is over there, so it's in clear view of my couch from the living room, where I can see the chickens. Here they are. So that is Haven and that is Huddle, and they have gotten really big. I think they're about 8 weeks this week. So you are definitely going to see that they are growing. So one thing that I do like about this is at nighttime I do close this, and this is where they spend their nights in here. Very little cleaning. I don't really have anything other than leaves here, and for some reason the wood chips and the leaves are natural to this area here where this tree is. Actually, this is going to be for my chicken run. I'm going to build a bigger chicken run. But that's going to be next week, because I got sick and I wasn't able to do that. So let me take you for a walkthrough. So what I did was I did put this netting over this, because the run that I have right now is just temporary. All right, so this is all temporary here. I just happen to have this chicken wire, and I just kind of put it in with some T-posts so that they can come out and have a yard area. I bought some of this bird netting here, and I just throw it over the coop. We did have a predator try to get in. So the nice thing about this coop is that it's got that huge door you just saw Picket come out of. And it's got this door so that I can access their quarters in there. They have 2 roosting bars in there. Then there's a drawer here, which makes it very simple for cleanup. So when the drawer is right under the roosting, here, let me show you. So I'm going to open this up here. So this is the mesh that I put here so they don't fly out. The roof is plastic, so it's not wood. So I have this little drawer here. You can see the poop. I just have to pull out the drawer and go dump it in the compost. I don't put any bedding in it, because I just scoop it up. Then I also predator proof this, because we do have raccoons. And I want to make sure no raccoon gets in here. So I'm just going to open this so you can see what the roosting area looks like. So there's a lot of poop in here from overnight. But it's got 3 nesting boxes. I have 2 that I put some shavings in, some filler paper. And then in the middle I have water for them, because still they're not nesting yet. But I do like to keep water for them in case I don't make it out this early in the morning. So this is where they spend most of their time. It's a good size for 4 chickens. I keep some fresh water here for them during the day. Most of the day they are out here, and then I can access the nesting boxes from out here. I also keep it predator proof and closed. So there's 3 nesting boxes there. And it's just a really nice coop. It's very comfortable for the size chickens that I have. And it's perfect down here because it's under the trees. Nothing can come over them. So I do like that a lot. And I can't wait to get them the bigger chicken run so that they have much more space during the day. But it will be still under this tree. So it'll keep them nice and shaded during the summer hours, during the summertime. And that is a sand bath that I have in there for them. And yeah, and it's working out really, really great. I'm so glad that I made the change. And my shed is now has my mower in there and some other things. I cleaned it out and I did a good job cleaning it out. Because it's just out here, they enjoy eating the weeds that grow here. They like scratching on the dirt. I love that there's shade down here so they're not overheated. It's really nice breeze that blows through here all the time. You can see the breeze that's blowing now. You can see. So this little bird netting, I bought it and I just throw it over because I don't want any predator to come here. We did have a predator scare not too long ago. So that's just going to keep anything from coming over or for them flying out as well. Hey girls. Hey. It's got ventilation here on the sides as well. I put that plastic just because I don't want water to get inside the bedding. So that's something I'm going to work on in the future and see what I'm going to attach there. Because I don't want water getting inside their roosting area. The most important thing for me is to keep them dry because chickens do not like to be wet, and we have a very rainy season here. So that's one of the reasons I want to make sure their roosting area is always kept dry. Just protected from the elements during the hurricane season and things like that. I will tell you that these chickens have a special place in my heart. I never thought that chickens had so many different personalities. They're all different in every way. There's two that are anti, don't touch me, and there's two that are the total opposites. So it's a good blend of both. I mean, I know the other ones do love me. It's just they're not as open about it, I want to say. But they do come close, and I'm grateful for the time that they do come close, even though they don't just hop up on me, or sometimes they'll hop, but they don't want to be touched, you know, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I really have been enjoying the chickens, and especially enjoying this particular place that was on my property. It was just like an abandoned area, only because you can't really grow anything here because of the tree. It's so big and there's so much shade here. And now it's become the central part of the property, the homestead, where the chickens are, and I can watch them from inside the house, which is the nicest thing of all. And we have it gets me out of the house during the day, because a lot of times if I'm doing stuff in the house or whatever, I come out here on purpose to just feel their love, feel their gratitude for me, feel their there's something about these chickens. They're so pure in heart, and they just, when they come up to you like that, and they're so fragile, and they trust you enough to let you pick them up and hold them and caress them and all of that. So it's been really nice. It's another thing to worry about, another pet to worry about, that, you know, that I have to be careful. I mean, I enjoy having them so much. I give them treats during the day, and they've just stolen my heart, but truly it's been wonderful. Living here, I have a lot of work to do during the summer. In the wintertime, there's not a lot of work to do, and perhaps maybe I have to learn to space the work out. Now that I know what it takes to have a garden and how to prepare for all that, these are projects that I have to be doing during the winter time, so I have less stuff to do during the summertime. As far as building the bigger run, it's only going to be because they are getting bigger, and this run is kind of small, and I just put it together really quickly just so that they have a little space out here, but I'm always watching them from the house. But having the bigger run is going to be a lot better for them, especially during the winter time, when I know they're not going to be able to forage as much. They do forage twice a day. In the morning, I do let them out to forage, and they do forage around the property. Now they actually know how to get back here, so they'll come back here on their own, and I'll leave the little fence, the chicken mark, I'll leave it raised so they can get underneath it, and they do come back here on their own, which has been really nice because I don't have to actually bring them back here. But so that means that they know their home. They understand now the routine, where usually I'll come back here around 8:30 as it's getting really dark out, and they'll all be inside in the roost. Usually Avy's the first one to start lining up and then going up in there. It's really cute to see. It's almost like they make like a line to go into the roosting And then, you know, what I'll do is I'll take away all the food. There's will be no food here. I'll leave water for them in the morning because when they come out, there's usually water here. And before dark, before they go to bed, I do make sure that they have their fill for food for the night, so they're not going to bed hungry. So they have grain, and they have, sometimes I'll wet the grain. Sometimes I'll give them some fruit also before bed. This is like an hour before they go to bed. Make sure they're nice and full for the night. They spend the whole night there, and I'm not worried about predators because I know I have it secured. So that's another thing. But I don't regret having the chickens at all. 4, I think, is a perfect amount. Originally, I only wanted 2, which would have been fine. But having 4 really opens me more to enjoying the little antics that they have and how they have formed like this little bond, and they're always together. And it's so sweet to see that. It's especially in this day and age now when everybody's so divided. But to see these chickens so united and loving each other and protecting each other and watching over each other has really restored a lot of faith in my heart for animals, and God's creation is such a wonderful a blessing to all of us. Anyway, I hope you like the coop. It's been a real blessing to know that God has provided for me during this time right now. I mean, I'm not making a lot of money on YouTube. I've been sick, so I haven't been posting, but I'm also been censored a lot. So, you know, when you think that God's not going to provide, he finds ways to provide. Like for me, it was out of my reach to spend $300 on a chicken coop, and that's why I had put them in the shed. And then I was really sad about that because I didn't really like that situation there. It wasn't a healthy one for them because, you know, most people don't talk about that. But when you have a shed or a barn like that, you have to have the doors open. And if you have a rainy season like I have a rainy season here, then that means my door has to be open all the time, and everything is going to get inside. It's going to get flooded inside. So this way, nothing gets wet inside. They have the safety of going into their roost. See right there. And when it stops raining, they have the freedom to come outside and not have to depend on me to come open some shed door, keeping them in the dark. So I'll be honest with you, I think the chicken coop is the way to go. Now, if you have like 15, 20 chickens, that's not going to be possible unless you get the right type of chicken coop. But I will be honest with you, they don't really need a lot of room to sleep in. They all huddle together. They like to sleep all huddled together. And that's what I noticed when they were in the shed. That's why I realized the shed was a waste of my space, because I was living cramped life in my garage. I had taken everything out of my shed. My shed is 8 by 12. So I took everything out of an 8 by 12 shed, shoved it into my garage. You know, I could barely get my car in there. And I was living pretty cramped in there. And then these birds weren't even making full use of the space in the shed. And then that's when I realized, let me go looking for a coop. And God directed my path to Rural King to find this coop for $100. And I didn't even think twice. I grabbed it. The nice thing about this coop is if you buy 2, you can have some amazing space for them if you have 2. But since I'm really going to be honest with you and tell you that I'm going to keep only 4 chickens for now, because that's what I feel safely that I can take care of by myself. I don't have anybody else to take care of, or if I had to rely on a neighbor or something, I don't want to overwhelm them with 15, 20 birds. So I have to also keep that in mind, that, you know, sometimes I may need the help from somebody to come here, and I don't want to overwhelm them with too much. So you got to keep it within reason, right? So, well, I hope you enjoyed this tour of the chicken coop, and you enjoyed it and realized that, you know, it's a small investment that eventually will pay off, because you know your chickens are going to be secure, they're going to be happy, they're going to have their own place, and it just feels right. The whole layout and everything about this chicken coop just feels super, super right. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.